So listen, right? I will always say yes to most free agents that we could potentially sign if they are signing for the correct price tag, right? And I think that's really what it comes down to. At the correct price tag, everyone in theory is a yes. Because you could say, hey, listen, I'll sign this guy for a 1 year contract, league minimum, nothing guaranteed. It's going to be incentive based completely. And if you want to cut him after 1 day and pay him nothing, it's going to be nothing, right? You always have a way to finesse the system in that way. So when I saw this article, I thought, okay, Giants wide receiver to named fit to replace Bengals free agent Tyler Boyd. I thought, don't know if I agree with it, but which wide receiver would they give us, right? Because all the receivers sucked. So, that's a great start. The guy they talk about is Paris Campbell. So according to Pro Football Network, Jay Morrison, he believes that we should go ahead and sign Paris Campbell. Now, if you don't know what Paris Campbell is, there's a good reason. He's really not the greatest wide receiver or really that amazingly good. I mean, he's serviceable to a certain degree. He's not again, that amazing. I'm trying to think of the words here. 104 yards. He played for the Colts for 4 seasons. The guy he's worse than what we have. So I feel like, if anything, this would be just a waste of a pick. Going ahead and picking up in free agency when there's better options available. I mean, I'm not going to say I disagree, because I think you get this guy for league minimum and he's going to cost you nothing. So if you just want to have another guy on the roster for the 90-man roster, and maybe he just doesn't make the team before before the NFL season starts, okay. If you want another body in training camp, I guess this wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. But it's not really a guy I think has any upside or potential. I mean, he's 27 years old. That's cool. But you got to think, we're going to bring back Trenton Irwin. We're going to bring back T. Higgins. And to replace Tyler Boyd, saying this guy's going to replace Tyler Boyd is more or less a joke. I mean, you might just said the funniest joke of all time, because I'd rather utilize Trenton Irwin in the slot over this guy. I'd rather utilize Chuck Sizzle or Yoshi in the slot over this guy. So, to the concept of, well, this guy could be the guy that we utilize in the slot instead of Tyler Boyd if we lose him. No. This is maybe if you want to have a 5th or 6th receiver on the squad as a rotation for training camp and preseason, and you just want to have another body in there to run routes, go for it, right? Give him league minimum, give him nothing. Say, hey, listen, you're going to be on the team just for that time period, and you're going to get cut. I'm okay with that, but to entertain the idea of, yeah, he's going to be anything past just that time period, no. 1,000% no. I disagree with this completely. I think this would be an idiotic idea to try to make him find a roster spot, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it to sign him and lose a roster spot on the offensive line or lose a roster spot on any other position. I'm going as far to say, as a backup punter, I'd rather have a backup punter if Brad Robbins isn't the guy over having Paris Campbell. I don't understand how Pro Football Network went through all of the options available. Hang on. NFL free agents, right? You went through all the wide receiver options that are available this offseason to potentially pick up, right? And I'm not against the idea of picking up a receiver, by the way. I'm okay with the idea of picking up a wide receiver. But out of all these options you have available, how is Paris Campbell up this high on the list? I'm actually more surprised by the fact he's this high up on the list. Because I'd rather have Jamal Agnew. Jamal Agnew is not really that great of a receiver, but he's an amazing kick and punt returner for the Jaguars. He is fast as anything. Give me a great kick or punt returner. I mean, that's at least something. Cole Hardman. I take Jakeem Grant. I take Randall Cobb for Pete's sake. Give me the 70-year-old man. Calvin Ridley I take. I take Matthew Slater. Obviously, wouldn't take Calvin Ridley because he costs way too much money. But at the correct price tag, everyone's a maybe. Okay, T. Higgins is all the way down here. Marquise Goodwin's all the way down here. So, this list isn't based on how good the player is. It's just a random list of names. I just realized that. What is this based on? It's not based on age. Okay, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, wait, this is... Oh, okay, it's based on 2023 AAV. That's what it's based on. Okay, so I was like... Because, like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is T. Higgins all the way down to the bottom? I take Darius Shepard over him. Every player on this list right here, I take over... what's his name? Paris Campbell. I don't understand why Paris Campbell is the guy that they think we would want to go ahead and go get. Like, maybe league minimum, but even then, this is a player where I wouldn't want to waste a roster spot on him. So, the second guy I have to talk about today is actually, the Patriots just cut somebody. And they cut Lawrence Guy. So, according to this, they believe that we should sign Lawrence Guy. And I can't tell you enough how much I disagree with this. So, Lawrence Guy, there's nothing wrong with him, in theory. He's a good player. Oh, he was a good player for a very long time. He's old as crap. Like, he's old. Like, he was in the 2011 NFL draft old. That's how old he is. And there's nothing wrong with him. But again, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, is it going to help us out? No. There's nothing that would help us out. Maybe rotation purposes. And again, anyone you want to sign for the 90-man roster and have them through free agency and, training camp, preseason, I'm okay with. Just bring them in. Competition's always good. But other than that, he's 33 years old, which, to be honest, listen, at the defensive line position, 33 is not really that old. That's just defensive line, offensive line, they age like fine wine. The older, the better. But he's at, I feel like at that point where he's old, but he's like old. Like, he's not that aging fine wine. He's that wine you have in the basement in the left corner that you forgot about for 6 years, and that thing is starting to like sprout out mushrooms. Like, there's an age where you're like, that guy's not it anymore. I wouldn't get the point of bringing him in. Especially because I'd rather go younger. And again, just kind of going back to the free agent market here. There's other options I feel like available that if you want to go with an edge guy, right? There's other options available. There's a lot of options available. And even some of these other guys that you might say, well, he's, not the greatest player. I think they are better, if not equal, to someone like Lawrence Guy right here. And it's not a shot at Lawrence Guy. It's just that I don't think this is an option we would go for. Personally speaking, this is not an option I would go for. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.